Hey everyone, welcome back. Today's video is my 8 most worn items for spring and summer, and if you're a long time subscriber you will remember that I was doing these every single season, but I decided that I was wearing so many of the same pieces it probably made more sense for me to do them twice a year as opposed to 4 times. So what I'm going to do is, for those of you who are new, I'm just going to talk through all of the pieces that I wore a lot over spring and summer here in Sydney, talk about why, and also show you guys what they all look like. So to get started, I'm going to start with tops, and one of the tops I've worn so much is this grey t-shirt from Acne Studios, and this is a linen t-shirt. It's really beautiful. I find that natural fibers are the best when it's really hot. In Sydney it gets up to about 40 degrees Celsius in summertime, so as you can imagine you really want breathable fabrics. I really like the cut of this because it's very slim, it's quite close cut to the body, it's got small little cap sleeves, it's semi-sheer but nothing too inappropriate. I can wear this to the office, and the neckline isn't too low. So this has been one of my absolute favorites, and I really think I need to pick it up in a few more colors. Just one is not enough. Next is this cami that I've gotten from ASOS. I've had this for a couple of years now. I think I bought it first when I moved to Sydney, and as you can see it is a little bit sheer. As well, it's got a cute little peplum at the bottom and a really cute lace trim here along the bust line. Now I really like this because I think it looks great with jeans, with shorts, or with more loose kind of looking skirts. I don't tend to wear things that are very tight, so this is why it really appeals to me. And also the fact that it's got spaghetti straps, it's kind of necessary when it is super hot. I've just been reaching for this a lot as it's so easy to throw on. The next piece I wanted to talk about is from probably one of my favorite brands. You guys know it's ALine, and this is their Ryan tank, and this is the muscle tank. I really got into wearing this over spring and summer because I hadn't really worn it that much more beforehand, and I think part of the reason why is it is a little bit sheerer than I would have liked out of a white tank, but I have really become quite fond of this, and I found that it is just one of those things that is really easy to throw on. I quite like wearing it with a little black lace bra underneath. I think it's a little bit sexy and it isn't too showy either, and it is quite a loose fit. I probably could have gone down a size, and it has this asymmetrical hemline, so it's a little bit longer in the back than it is in the front. But this is just great worn with a pair of denim, which was sort of my everyday weekend uniform over summer, or even when I had a little bit of a summer break, that was kind of all I was wearing. Next piece I want to talk about are these denim shorts from Karen Walker, and as you can see they have just been in the wash, so they're in need of an iron, which I'll probably do after this video. But one of my favorite looks was actually, oh god, I can't even really show you guys, but it's this tank with the shorts. I think it's really cute, but I love these because they're high-waisted, and for me, I do tend to have more of a pear-shaped figure, so I've got a very small waist, and this just really accentuates that. I think when you're finding pieces that you love, you really need to flatter your figure and, you know, make sure that you're working with your best assets, you know, working with them rather than against them. And I like the little pockets on the back, and that you can wear a little belt with it. It's just really cute and sweet, and it has a little bit of a 60s, 70s vibe to it as well. So these have been my favorite, and I love them so much that I actually bought them in a lighter denim as well, because I figured when you find something you really love, you might as well buy it in all of the colors. The next skirt that I've been wearing a lot is from Josh Goot, and if you've seen my capsule wardrobes in the past, then you will be very familiar with this. I've worn it so much the last couple of years. It's an A-line style, which I find to be one of the most universally flattering styles of skirts out there. And it's got this really pretty pattern on it. It's a little bit of a digital print with roses, and I like the fact that there's a little bit of a pale pink in here. You can't really see on camera, but I just think it's a really subtle way to add a little bit more color and print into my wardrobe. So this has been coming out a lot as it's really easy to wear with a simple sleeveless button-up shirt, which is kind of what I've been doing a lot for the office. The last skirt I'm going to share with you is a pencil skirt, and this is from Lover, and this is one of the things that I've been wearing a lot to work actually, and it's kind of quite long. I think it comes just below the knee on me, and it has a little slit at the back. I think this is really sexy in kind of a not too obvious way. It is a little bit looser fit on the waist for me, just as I think the style is cut for girls who are a little bit wider at that point than I am. But yeah, I do love the pattern very much. I also have this in another color. I've got it in black too, and that's what I tend to wear a little bit more when it is cooler. But I love the fact that it's white. I do tend to gravitate a lot more to white in the summertime and in the warmer months, as I find that when you're wearing a lot of black, you just tend to attract a lot of that heat, and you don't really want to be doing that when it's really warm. But this has been great wearing a little cami tucked in, or that ASOS one that I showed you earlier, just worn you know, not tucked in at all. I've also been wearing sort of t-shirts with this, and also I've got a sort of dressed up tee that I tend to wear with this, and I just think it's one of those pieces that you really need to have if you're working in an office, regardless of whether it is a corporate or creative industry. I think you can make it really work for both. So that's just been one of those things that I don't think I could have survived the summer without. Then the last two things I'm going to show you guys that I've been wearing so much the last 6 months are two pairs of shoes. And the first pair are from opening ceremony. I've had these, I want to say, for 3 years. They've been so thrashed. They actually used to have a strap around here, and I went through a balustrade and the strap got caught on one of the shoes and it came out, and I thought probably be easier to just cut the straps off both. So that was what I ended up doing, and I actually think I prefer it. I think it's a little bit more flattering just have a sling back sandal, but they're to the point where I really need to take them to the cobbler. The heel is absolutely worn here. I think I've slipped a few times and it's gotten a little bit damaged, but these have just been perfect. They do kind of feel a little bit like Nana shoes, but I don't mind that. I think they're so wearable, and they are just one of those things that is easy to throw on and really dress up a look, particularly when I'm going to work. And the other pair of shoes that I want to share has been in my favorites video, which you will probably be the previous one that you may have seen. And these are from Valentino, and they are the Tango pumps. And again, they have that low heel, which I think is great, particularly when you're working in a more creative industry. Kind of just helps you to dress up an outfit, but without really going full hog, with a nice pair of court shoes. And I like the little ankle strap and the toe. I just think these are beautiful. They are very narrow. They're in true to size, in case you're wondering about picking up a pair for yourself. But yeah, they are quite a narrow fit. I've got wide feet, so that is a little bit of a problem for me, but I'm trying to stretch them out and hoping that if I keep persevering, they'll become, you know, like the Cinderella shoe. I'm hoping anyway, but they are just absolutely gorgeous, and I really like the leather on them, and I love the way that they look, and I get a lot of compliments on these as well. So those were all of my most worn items for spring and summer. I'll actually be doing a more in-depth roundup on my blog, which I will link for you down below, where I talk about the things that I didn't really wear, maybe things that I bought, purchases that I regretted. I tend to do this every 6 months now, so you do keep an eye out, and I'll have all the links for everything down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!